All right. Hello. Welcome. Welcome back to the podcast. It's episode 66, baby.
6.
Family. We're all about family.
Oh no.
All right. What have you done?
Been playing what's it called?
Expedition 33?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I knows. I don't remember. How far did you get?
Act 2.
The beginning of Act 2 or like a little bit?
Yeah, it's like beginning.
Okay.
Maybe a little further, but it's not that much further.
Okay.
How far did you get?
I don't. I want to say maybe like midway ish of Act 2, because we got another party member.
Oh, I think I know who he is. Yeah, the guy, right?
Yeah, the guy. Oh my God, Wesley!
This guy has impeccable timing, bro.
Yeah, always coming in last minute to say it's me, Wesley.
You're welcome.
Hello, Wesley. How things be? How things do?
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
We're talking about Expedition 33. Howler is telling me that he's at the beginning-ish part of Act 2. I think I'm in the midway point of Act 2. I don't really know.
Hey, that game is so good.
Oh yeah.
How far are you, Wesley?
I have made it to.
I've seen credits.
No, not yet. I've made it to the monolith.
Okay, I want to say I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Because I don't know how far you've gotten. I'm trying not to like spoil anything.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how far you've gotten, and no, Haller's not even close.
Yeah, I got to the point where I don't want to give too much spoilers, because like, you
anything, just write it and just send a message.
Okay, hold on. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Because you gotta.
Yeah, I'm sending him through my phone.
Oh, okay. I was like through Discord, but sure, that works too. I don't even know where I put my phone.
Oh my God.
Where's my phone?
Did you find your phone?
Where you're talking about when they like all come together?
The point where hold on. Let me text it again.
When they become family.
Oh, okay, so I'm way past you then.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, because I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Well, Wesley's Act 3 now.
I haven't gotten to the Act 3 part yet, but I'm
like, okay.
I guess on the verge of getting to Act 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, do you know where I am, kind of, then? Am I still, like, kind of at the beginning of Act 2, or, like...
I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I lost track.
Okay. Are you doing, like, more, like, exploring than anything? That's why you're...
everything all at
Okay,
once.
so that makes a little bit more sense as to, like, where you feel like you're a little, like, not sure.
Like, I've explored essentially the island. Well, not the island, the like the area around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Okay, that's fair enough. Have you done the beach mini games?
Dude, those are so much fun and so annoying.
Yeah, I got really annoyed with the blow back the
Oh, the volleyball one. Yeah,
yes,
that one was so annoying.
I got really annoyed, but I locked the fuck in and I got it.
I did the tower one.
Okay.
What tower one?
The one where you climb.
I haven't done
like the
Getting
axe
over
guy with the in
Yeah.
the bucket thing. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I haven't done that one. I did the obstacle course one.
Obstacle course.
It's a bunch of logs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's that's the only like side stuff that I've done most like so far. Yeah, that game's good though. That game's pretty.
It do be good.
It's pretty alright. I would just say it's very French. So
No,
hey,
yeah.
it's very French.
French for sure.
The only thing that keeps like fucking me up, but in a good way, is that they keep introducing new like mechanics to like battles.
Bro, it's so annoying.
It's so good though.
The verso mechanic they showed where it was like,
oh, the gradient attacks.
Yeah, now it's gradient attacks, and I was like, bro, just make them gradient attacks in the first, or fucking show them just a little bit. Yeah, fucking.
Dude, I hate like the gradient parries because like you never if they do it in a combo, you never figure it out until it actually happens, and you're like, okay, cool, great.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time.
It's a good time. It's a good time. Have you done the Golgra fight?
Golgra. Why does that sound familiar?
She's the chef of the Jestrels. The big buff wooden lady.
No.
With the Jestrel thing?
I don't think I have.
Okay. There's an optional fight to take on Golgra.
Oh yeah, I tried her.
I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. But I was about to say, do you want to get to like a little bit of spoilers of like the first act, since we're kind of like past it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Spoilers for Expedition 33, baby.
Goku shows up.
Yeah. Goku. Yeah. Broly beats up Gustav.
Jesus.
I'd like to point out before you say anything, Gustav's my favorite character.
Yeah, because he's Daredevil.
Oh right, I forgot it was Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox, yeah. Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, French guy.
I was not expecting that to happen to Gustav, especially at the end of the act. But I do like the fact that it's like Gustav is not technically the main character. It's an ensemble, so that's why like it felt weird because it's just like where do you go from that? But it's like no, the rest of these people have the same task as Gustav to get rid of the paintress and free everyone essentially. But tomorrow, yeah, for those who come after. I did find it interesting at the fact that like you already get the establishment of what is Andy Serkis's character name again? The old man. Shit, I forget.
Who are you talking about?
The old guy.
Renoir,
yeah.
Renoir, or something like that.
Renoir, I think you might be right.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either, to be real.
Yeah, Renoir. Yeah, it's Renoir. When you get to the island as Expedition 33 and like you have the reveal that like there's this old man waiting for everybody, and then he starts murking everyone and establishing that, oh, this guy is incredibly overpowered and we're probably going to see him again within this story. It's just one of those things where I was like, oh, he shows up literally towards the end of that boss fight you just had and then fucking murks Gustav, and then he's all like enigmatic. He's saying like weird shit to Mael, and it's just like there's so much like you're obviously going to get like, I guess, some of the answers. What I felt in that moment is like, oh, this feels like near. This feels like near Automata. This feels like near Replicant. Like this is a world that has weird shit in it, and people are being weirdly vague about things, and it will be explained like later on. And I'm like, okay, this is where personally for me, I was just like, I'm very invested in this like mystery of like why Renoir is doing like this weird thing, and then you have the girl with the mask on her face, and then Verso shows up, fucking Ben Starr, fucking Clive, just another Clive shows up. But yeah, I was a little like sad at the fact that like Gustav like gets cut at the end of Act 1.
I will say, with the act itself being named Gustav, we probably should have known that.
Yeah, yeah, with Act 2 being named Verso, obviously it's going to go into more information about Verso. And if at the point that I got to, it does. Not to spoil anything for Anthony, but
it's all I've already heard a little. Like I said, I went to the Getting Over It thing, and that gave me like that's where I am. I've learned a little bit more about Verso. He's talked to some people in the camp and shit like that. So
yeah,
I've gotten some of that.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I was like really curious about, because that was the thing I completely forgot about, that Ben Starr was in this game. And I was like, when he showed up, I was like, oh shit, yeah, Ben Starr's here. Clive is back. But I'm like, wait. Then I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh, like, what is Verso like our new like pseudo protagonist? And then he comes into the party, and then he has like this whole different mechanic compared to Gustav, where it's like the what is it, perfection it's called?
Yeah, his perfection ranks.
Yeah, okay, so it that I thought was like, oh shit, like that's really fucking crazy. And then to have like, you know, you start from D and then you have to get to S, and it's just like, oh my god, this is like the most Devil May Cry bullshit like that I've ever seen. And then I think there was like a lot of podcasts that I was listening to were talking about the interview with the director of Expedition 33, talking about like his favorite games of all time. And it's like Devil May Cry, obviously, Final Fantasy, god damn it, Chrono Trigger I think was the other one, and Dark Souls. And then like when you hear that, it's like, oh yeah, it starts to make a little bit more sense as to like the influences that the game has.
Yeah.
These
are people from Ubisoft, right?
I believe they're like ex Ubisoft employees.
Okay.
But yeah, and then the music, bro, the music is fucking crazy. The amount of effort into that fucking game's soundtrack is nuts.
Yes, the soundtrack is amazing.
It's crazy how good it is.
Did you see the rap party video?
No, I haven't. No.
So, apparently, there's a video. I found it on, I think, Reddit or something. Because if you go on to Expedition 33 Reddit, there's like a bunch of shit. Obviously, like people posting a ton of stuff. There's a video of like the people performing the music there live, and like it's like a handful of people that made the game. Like what, like I don't know, 50 people or whatever it is. I can't remember how many people it actually is.
Yeah, it's it's a relatively like small team.
Yeah, so it's a handful of people just sitting there watching that.
That's
video,
cool.
or the people doing the music. And what's it called? They I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. They yeah. They just like played, I think, like one song, because the video was like super short. And it's just like that would have been super dope to see that like that, because like listening to it in the game, it's like, yeah, this is so good, but like live would be like super cool to hear. So it's just a cool thing to see for sure.
I really want to check out that guy's SoundCloud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, because the song that really fucking hits me is when you meet the new party member for the team, and he's like, "Oh, let's fight for a little bit," and then what comes on is like the most jazziest fucking theme I've heard in
Oh, the
forever.
final member. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god! Like, why is this so good?"
I'm sorry. I know the final member. That's my bad.
Okay.
Monoko, right?
Oh,
Monoko.
okay.
Yeah.
So you know Monoko.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Monoko's battle theme is the coolest fucking shit in the world.
How
and
far
then
am I?
I don't know, bro. That's up to
Are
you.
you further than Monoko?
I am.
I think I went to the place right after Monoko, but didn't do anything yet.
Okay, so I got a little bit after that place.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
And
just, like,
no, because
maybe I did make it to where you were.
No, because that helps the context then.
Okay.
Except for Wesley, because I don't know where Wesley is, because Wesley doesn't even know where he is. I'm
literally out for like a final part.
Don't lie to me, Wesley.
Wesley can see the paintress's feet, dude.
Oh my god, he's touching the feet.
No, yeah, I literally was touching the feet the other day.
Damn, bro.
It would be really funny if we got to the end and they were like, "No, you have to battle her feet."
Battle the feet.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, damn Wesley. But I think that's the other thing I wanted to add. I appreciate the fact that each party member has their own weird little battle system kind of thing. You know, with obviously Gustav was like interesting of like, okay, what is Gustav's like gimmick essentially? Oh, the more you do attacks, the more he builds up a charge for his arm, the overture thing for him. And then you get Lune, and Lune's things is stains. And I'm like, how does this work? And then the explanation of it is like, oh, essentially mark the enemies, kind of, even though marking is technically its own thing in the battle. And then you get Mael, and Mael's thing is stances. And I'm like, okay, that's fucking nuts, because it's like the progression of like, well, certain moves are allow you to unlock stances or allow you to revert to other stances. It's just like this whole like combination thing where I was like, oh, that's actually kind of sick. And then you get CL, and then CL's thing is like cards and like building it up with like moon cards and then sun cards, and then like it gives you a boost, and it's like this whole crazy thing of like, okay, everyone has their own sick shit, like what else can happen? Then you get Verso, obviously we talked about like the perfection stuff, and then you get Monoko, whose thing is a fucking like roulette wheel, and it's just like, how does this work? And then his whole thing is that he's able to transform into the enemies, and it's like dependent on like the wheel itself is where like it boosts him. And I think like that is like the craziest thing in the world of just like coming up with these different gimmicks for all these different party members. The game is so interesting with like what it does. And then obviously like we talked about like the different mechanics that get introduced with like the parry, and then you get the jump, and then you get like the gradient stuff, and it's just like there's so much. There's so much. And then I kept hearing that like later on down the course of like the game, it's like fucking enemies are gonna try to like psych you out with like hitting you. And it's like, so you have to be like on your toes of like, are they gonna hit me? Can I counter? Did I counter too early? Did I counter too late? Are they even gonna hit me at all? Like it's the goofy shit that I do really appreciate about that game, of just like introducing these new things.
Yeah, the timings later on get really annoying.
I heard that. Yeah, I hear that, and I'm very
So I'm like, okay, they're in front of my face, and then they're moving, and I'm like, okay, cool, dodge. But then 2 seconds later, they're like, haha, I fooled you, and I'm like, okay, cool.
You
I'm
idiot.
yeah.
How dare you learn the game's mechanics? Fuck it.
It really is though, like that big battlefield area that you have to go through. Sorry. So the big battlefield area you got to go through. Those enemies there were, to me, the timing was really weird. And they do way more damage. I don't know how much you guys leveled up before that, but I wasn't. I kind of just like beat a place and go. Beat a place and go. Beat a place and go. I don't really like stick around and try to level. So I fought the people in there, tried to not dodge. I try to hit the parry every time now, or at least that's what I talked to my brother, because my brother was like, again, like I just dyslexic and fucking stupid apparently. Like I didn't read and understand that like parrying was giving me points to be able to do shit, and I was
Oh,
like, oh, so I would dodge everything because it was easier. And I was
yeah.
like, I'll just dodge. And then like I was wondering why I couldn't do moves and shit. So anyway, when I got to that point, I was trying to parry more, and that's when I just started getting like fucked up because those guys are doing so much damage, and I was like, so now I got to learn how to parry exactly what Wesley just said, where like some dude like sent like electric attacks or something. I was like, phew, and then I'm like parry, but like the thing didn't hit with the sound, so like then I had to wait. I'm like, fuck, come on, man.
That's the other thing, is that like I realized that the parry stuff is like very, I would say it's like a bit strict with like the timing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But that's also the other thing, is that the game requires you to learn like specific enemies patterns up until you get introduced to new enemies, and then you have to learn their shit. So it's like throwing stuff at you to kind of keep you on your toes of like, okay, you've seen how this enemy hits, learn it, and then use the parry to your advantage. Because that's the other thing that like at the beginning of the game it even tells you that like dodging is easier, it gives you more of a invincibility window, but parrying is kind of like the thing that helps you get more moves and shit down. So parry.
Here's a question without spoiling anything, Wesley, because you might already know that there's going to be this happening or not. This is for both of you though. Would you like there to be a sequel to this, or do you want this to be a standalone?
I don't know. Wesley's farther than I am, so.
No, but like even where you are though, like would you like to see another one, or would you rather them just make a new game because they're so good apparently at making this shit?
That is a very good question. I think for me personally, I think I would be interested to see what they do after this. Even if it is a sequel, I would be very interested, because the thing is that so many mechanics get thrown at you. It's just like it feels like you're adding a lot of stuff that could have been used in a sequel. So it feels like the development team being like, fuck it, we ball, throw everything that we want to do in case this game doesn't like do well sales wise, but at least we got this game out and we wanted to show what we envisioned essentially. I would have to say that like if I get to the end credits, I think maybe I would have more of a concrete answer. But as of now, I would say that like I would be interested to see what else they come up with.
Okay.
And Wesley's dead. Wesley has, there he is.
I just saw his message. He said it has to update.
Yeah.
11.
Nothing. Did you hear anything we said?
No.
Okay.
Damn.
I just asked.
Damn, bro.
So the question now is for you then. Would you like to see a sequel to this, or would you like to see them make a new game and this just be a standalone game? And I said, without you telling us anything, because you might already know there's going to be a sequel. Like, I don't know.
So from right now where I'm at, it seems like it's just gonna be its own definitive game.
Okay.
But that's just off of like what I'm doing currently in the story.
Gotcha.
For all I know, there could be some whole like plot point twist thing that happens literally at the end where it's like, oh, hey, guess what? Here's more story, the next one, kind of thing.
Right.
So even if they make another game, that'd be dope, but it probably might not be like the same type of game, I guess. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, from just what I've played, it feels very much like it's going to be the one game. I don't really know if I'd want a second one. It's good so far. I think it would be game of the year, but I like my problem with sequels is always like it's always that one thing of like there's potential for it to be bad, right? So like The Last of Us and then The Last of Us 2. Not that The Last of Us 2 had to be bad, but like
Yeah.
it's The Last of Us 1 if they just went, we're done. then it would have been forever praised about how good that game is.
Mm.
And because they made a second one, now it has like kind of like a stain on it where like people are like, the first one's good, but the second one was, so kind of like that. I don't know. I think like if they are this good at telling stories, which I'm assuming someone brought them the story, I don't think that they had this like locked and loaded. Maybe they did, but
I actually
the chance for lightning to strike type of shit is tough.
The story writer for Expedition 33 had this idea for a really long time. Even to the point where like I don't know whether or not they were working at Ubisoft. I can't really confirm or deny that. Yeah. But what I do understand is that like she had this story for quite some time but didn't really have the resources to actually tell it. And it wasn't until like obviously meeting the director, the game director of this of what is it, Sandfalls is the company that made this game. I think it's Sandfall. Was the point where they're like, okay, like you get to tell your story, and then the gameplay stuff we'll take care of, but like here's the story that you want to actually tell. So she's had this for like a good while. But the only question is like, to add to your thing is that like whether or not she might have an idea for like a spin-off or like a sequel or something else completely. Because that's also the other thing is that like, yeah, it's just like how I'll save that thought, I guess, if I ever see credits.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I would have to assume if she's a storyteller, she probably has an idea for more on this, or at least the world itself. So we'll see if they actually do want to keep going with it or not. But even if not, like maybe she has more stories for them to choose from, because if she's had this for a while, again, like
she probably has others.
She's a writer. I wonder if she has a bunch of other shit. Also, it would be really holy shit, it would be really interesting it would be really interesting to see if she shopped this around before, because whoever said no missed out on a great fucking story. But I will say, like, I am glad nobody else picked this up, because I don't think another studio would have done it justice like they did.
Yeah. I think it's just a culmination of like all the right people in the right place. Yeah. It's funny too, I guess, like a little factoid is that the director of Expedition has a YouTube channel, and you know what that YouTube channel is dedicated to? Do you want
Expedition? No, what?
So apparently he would record gameplay of Devil May Cry 5 as Dante by doing no-hit runs. Only using Dante's style of parrying.
Oh my god. Okay, so it makes sense.
It makes sense. That's sense. Cool. It's really fucking cool. I forget what the name of the YouTube channel is, but like it's just like I think he's playing on the hardest difficulty and like using Royal Guard, which is Dante's parrying style, while fighting Virgil. like just crazy shit like that. But yeah, you get to kind of understand that like, oh yeah, this is where those fucking crazy ideas came from. Yeah, Expedition 33 is good. It's very good.
I can't believe that's what the parrying shit goes.
He loves Devil May Cry, so it makes sense. So I think he says specifically 5, so it's that makes sense.
He loved DMC.
Oh, with Dante. I was thinking about that game because I was just like, man, I like that soundtrack, but I don't like the story.
It is a really good soundtrack.
It is really good. Combi Christ, I think, does a really good job.
I still can't believe they found. Didn't they find this person on whatever it's the SoundCloud.
Oh, you're talking about Expedition. I was talking about DMC Devil May Cry.
No. I like the DMC Devil May Cry soundtrack. It is good, but I was asking about the
composer for Expedition. Yeah, they found him on SoundCloud, and they were like, "Hey," well, the director reached out to him and was like, "Hey, I like your stuff. You want to talk for a bit?" And then then they made fucking like years worth of music all in this one game.
That's fucking crazy.
It's good music though. It's very good music, because that's also the other thing, is that's like listening to a lot of the songs. It's just like it's like a variety of different things, which like always makes it interesting to like listen to the music of this game.
Yeah.
But that's those are my thoughts. I don't know, Wesley, do you have any more thoughts?
So a little tidbit to like add to what Haller was saying about just getting destroyed in the battlefield area. I think like super over leveled to where what I'm supposed to be. Because I'm essentially killing enemies with my mark shots. Like exclusively mark shots.
I don't want to sound
when you shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to sound dumb, but what does Mark do again?
Oh, Mark just applies additional damage to your next attack.
Okay. So I did read that correctly. Got it.
Oh, but yeah,
so Mark applies additional damage to your next attack. So no.
Okay.
Yeah,
good to know.
Yeah, there you go.
Good to know. I like this game.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Okay.
I gotta play more. I really do. I've been putting it off for like a bit.
I was gonna say, like, after this, I think I'm gonna go play some of
it. Catch up. Yeah. Because I really want to know how the story ends, because it's just like everything about like the mystery behind it is like super interesting. Especially even like the prologue of the game, of just like, hey, we're basically having this big celebration, and it's like, what is it called? The Gommage? And then and it's like, why is everybody like kind of like sad about this celebration? And it's like, oh, because everybody, the people who are that age, get Thanos. And
were we ready for her to die, by the way? The chick in the beginning.
Oh, Sophie.
Yeah,
Sophie.
Was like, when you saw it when it first happened, were you like, oh, she's dying? The whole time she was talking to like him, I was like, I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Oh, I was not ready for that.
I didn't know that that's why like everyone was sad. I thought it was just like, oh, they broke up, so like they're upset because like they don't know if they want to get back together.
Yeah.
That was the thing. The way that they essentially die that was the thing I was not expecting. But like how everyone was kind of like talking, it felt like a funeral. Like everybody was kind of like talking about like, oh, I'm so sorry for this and like this and that. And it's just like, why does this feel like somebody's going to die? Because the more you interact with the people around, they start talking about how like everything feels like for nothing, and like everybody just keeps trying to leave the island and like trying to stop the Paintress, but it's like every single expedition, it's like no one has like made any progress, and it's just like everyone's just cynical. And then obviously what happens at like the actual like countdown, and just fucking getting Thanos
bro,
and just saying, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Sorry guys, my bad.
No, and I think the other interesting aspect of it is just like, oh, these are like 30-something-year-olds having kids, and like the idea of it as well, of just like the countdown going further down, and it's just like, oh, these kids don't have that much time. So it's like, yeah, you can kind of understand from the people who kind of take this whole, I guess, celebration as like one big fuck you, and being like, what do we, like, we just like might as well just live our days in misery because there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, it's definitely like, so the people that are willing to do something and the people that aren't willing to do something, it's the like old as time type of shit, where the question is like, are you actually willing to do the thing that's best for the human race, even if you have to die to change that? Or are you just going to sit there and let this happen forever and ever and ever and ever because you right now have the chance to change it, right? There is no change if you just die and you don't do anything. So that's it really is like that same, because there's been that question multiple times where you've had to like, you know, same thing with war that's going on currently and shit like that, right? Like you want freedom or whatever, you know, blah blah. So anyways, regardless of that shit, in the beginning with all that stuff when they're like joking and everything and like everyone's laughing in the beginning and Gustav's like the only one that's like walking around because they're like partying and stuff the night before. And they're like, Gustav, drink and do all this. And he's like, no, like I just like I'm prepared. We need to go do some stuff like tomorrow, basically.
I was about to say, and on top of that, he just watched his ex-girlfriend get Thanos.
Oh,
so
yeah. I forgot. Yeah. Well, I legitimately just forgot because we were just talking about it. But no, it's like, and then they go over to the other side and like 80% of them on the beach just die. You know, it's like that's why he wasn't fucking like partying, man. I mean, it's partially why he wasn't partying. The other part was the girl, but you know, like it really, you have to be ready for war the next day. It is what it is.
Yeah. I think that's also the other thing that I do like about these characters is like they understand the circumstances that they're in. They know what they signed up for. And that is the thing that, like, you know, you have that little thing between Gustav and Mael where he's like, if you see that old guy, run. Like, do not try to fight him. Just run. And then eventually they come back to the conversation about, like, you know, Mael's being like, I'm not going to run. I know what I signed up for. If I'm going to die here, I'm going to die here. So there's no point in talking this out of me. And Gustav's like, okay, all right. Even then, that situation that Gustav was in, where he's about to shoot himself, because it's just like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that is insane, but like you think about it in a rational standpoint of like what his thought was at the time of like, I'm probably the only survivor and I don't think I'm gonna make it out of this, so I have like two choices: either die out there or die by my own hand. And then Lune shows up with her feet everywhere.
Yep. And like it's also the other thing where it's like because at that point he saw the old guy. So just imagine the questions that are like going through his head. It's like, oh, but he's older than the number on the monolith. So like, what's going on? Why is the human essentially?
Why is somebody betraying us? Yeah. I think that was also
and he's wearing the clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
That too. Is like, why is another expedition person doing this horrible thing? Yeah, just the mystery. I think that's the thing that's just like keeping me going. Besides the gameplay, is just like the mystery behind like what's going on that island, and like why hasn't like anything changed. And then even then when you find like voice recordings of like other expeditions and like how they died, it's like, oh man, it's just like everybody at that point is like all test subjects of like what the fuck is going on that fucking island. Like, don't eat the mushrooms, or like we befriended one of the enemies. Oh, it turns out they weren't actually really that nice. Like, Goofy.
Squaw said you could eat the mushrooms, and then they told him not to eat the mushrooms. It was crazy.
Yeah. Eskie,
yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfucker was like, mushrooms are fun to eat.
No, it's poison to us. We're gonna fucking die. And in the recording too, it's just like Eskie crying in the background. It's like, shut up. So he does not helping us. Yeah, there's a lot of good things in that game, which I'm very excited to see like the rest of it. But like I said, up until we get to that point. So, any other thoughts?
Question for both of you. Did you guys buy the optional stuff in the camp before you went on the expedition?
Oh, like from the
Wait,
3 people
Yeah.
with the tickets? Yeah.
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 You guys
I
bought all
missed
3?
Yeah.
one.
Oh, okay. Because one of them does come into play at one point. The key comes into play.
Yes.
Um, haven't gotten the other ones yet, so I have no idea where they come into play. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because I think I got
I'm
to the
gonna be
point
real.
where
I
the
don't know if I
key.
have the key.
It's okay. It's all right. It's not gonna be like, here's
Is this something
God,
really cool though?
God killing
Nah,
sword.
nah. You literally just get another whatchamacallit, like one of those expedition fucking like dialogue things.
Okay. Is it 69?
Mm,
Expedition 69.
no,
I've been
but
waiting to
you
hit
get.
69 to go out so I can say nice.
Nice.
I think I found 69 the other day.
Yeah.
I
I
was
think I
like,
might
yeah.
already found it too. I really can't remember.
Yeah.
So is that those are your final thoughts?
I don't know. I feel like there's more to talk about there, but like, who's the chick that comes in after Lune?
CL.
CL.
Is she the one that does like the moon and shit?
The
Yeah.
cards.
Okay. Have you guys played with her?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you like her?
Yes.
She's interesting, yeah.
She's
Bruh,
the strongest person in the party at that moment in time.
I'm so lazy to learn her shit, dude. I put her to the side, never used her. Also, when you die, do you use your backup team or no?
No, your backup team is literally just anybody that's not in the
Yeah.
active party.
Yeah, that's the
Right,
only
but you don't go in and try to beat it still with the other team?
No, because I
I
want
Okay.
my main 3 to get all the experience.
Okay. I'm just wondering because like I also don't do. I just restart. Go ahead,
Nah,
Trace. Want to
yeah.
hear what you say, dude?
I sometimes do that.
Okay.
I'm the only outsider with that. I sometimes
You're
do that.
supposed to though. So like that's I'm just
Yeah.
wondering because from like a perspective of like I don't like the other people, so I don't want to play with them. Again, like Lune or
Uh-huh.
not Lune,
CL.
CL. To me, she's just tough to use. So
hmm
I don't want to have to sit there and work really hard to use her. That's why I like that's so I like Gustav because I like Gustav's character, just how he is and
Mhm.
like he invented that thing or whatever and all this stuff. So like I think he's a very cool character, but the other part of it is also like I like the idea of like just stacking and then using an ultimate. I
Mhm.
don't really want to wait for nighttime and daytime and even what's her name stances, like I get kind of fucking annoyed with that. So I'm
Oh,
like, fuck,
Mayo.
now I gotta fucking think about yeah.
Mm.
But overall, like, yeah, I think everyone except for CL is okay. I also don't really like fuck
Monoko.
Monoko. It's not that I don't like him. Again, the character's really cool.
His is very
I just
weird.
have a yeah, I have
Mhm.
a hard time with like having to now. I got to master like multiple characters. It's a cool idea though. That's
Mhm.
a super cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to like switch them around sometimes. So like now since I'm on like Act 2, I like Verso, Mael, and Lune. But for the most part, I try to keep Lune there because of her elemental stuff mostly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
But now that I got all the female characters with French bobs, I have created I created the Bob squad. So
This guy.
Oh my god.
yeah, girls get it done.
God. So like for me at least, I'm like the whole like just go in, do as much damage, and not care about anything else essentially.
Mm.
So I have Gustav, CL, and Monaco
Mm.
as my main 3. Everyone else is just
Okay.
like eh.
You mean Verso?
Who did I say?
You said
You said
Gustav.
Gustav.
Oh well, yeah.
Okay.
Same person.
Yeah, literally.
Hey man, one is Daredevil, the other one is Clive. So that's the only difference. Wait, technically, yeah, Verso kind of has like a stacking thing because obviously,
Yeah.
you know, you trying to get like different ranks, and then
But it doesn't stack as easy.
yeah, it's not like Gustav where it's like, hey, just do this cool ass move, and then you get like fucking like 10 charges all at once.
Going from D to C is like 3 hits. It feels like it's not, but it feels like it's 3 hits.
Yeah.
So you gotta weave in your shots too.
Yeah.
Your shots
I've
give
been
you
slowly learning,
Mm.
but he does do a lot of damage. I also put the 50/50 200 on him, where it's if he does he
the
can do
roulette.
200. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I put that on what's her name for a long time. Mail. I put it on
Mail,
Mail for a long
yeah.
time, and she was like on her fire hits was just critting the shit out of these guys, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
Also, if you guys have enough, increase your luminas. It's
Yeah,
got the passive
the buffs.
passive buffs, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, been doing that.
And they do stack.
Oh,
If you don't know.
all right. My last question is, are you putting are you putting points into health and like damage and shit or no?
No. Well, depend.
Mm,
Early on, yes, but then when I was trying to like read on like what their strongest weapon was, I was like, yeah, no, I'm just going for essentially crit and what the weapon stats
Yep.
are.
Yeah, my friend went for like all into luck and something else. I don't know what else is in there. But I was like, why'd you go for luck? And he's like, I think that's the crit, right?
Yeah,
Is it
Lux
luck the
crit.
crit?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just again don't read. Or I did and I didn't care because I was like, crit is always a chance.
Luck.
And right. And straight damage, that's I put all my shit into damage and health because I was like, oh, that's how I'm gonna win. Like
That's what I
I
thought
have a
too.
lot of health and I have a lot of damage. And like I had seen somebody do like a video with Mael and they did like 999999999 and I was like, get the fuck out of here,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
bro.
Mhm.
Like and I still don't know how they did it because I didn't want to watch like where they were. But I just saw the damage and I was like, that's crazy. So I think I'll be re-rolling my character.
You can technically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna
yeah,
put
you
him
get a lot
probably
of
in the crit.
recodes, so
Mm-hmm.
Bro, again, like I put so much time into Gustav. I miss him.
I miss Gustav too.
eh. Is it bad that I kind of don't?
No, my brother doesn't. So many people I talk to don't like Gustav,
Okay.
That's
and I'm
unfortunate.
like, why? Like,
Like
I
I like
just
him as a character, like his,
Oh, but you
like
don't like his
not as
play
like
style.
gameplay. Yeah.
yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, it seems at the end of it, it's like it's kind of basic, you know, at the end of it compared to everyone else's. But it
Yeah.
is more simple and it's more straightforward. Of like, get the fucking 10 charges and you're going to be doing a lot of damage.
That's what I did not like. Cause I'm like, okay, this is just the same thing over and over again. To be fair, all of them are, but
Yeah,
the other ones are more there's more like
there's more to it
yeah.
than Gustav. Yeah, because like I know you love Versos, Wesley. I know you're a parry god, so I know you love getting that S rank and showing it off. I get it. I get it.
Bro,
Okay. So hold on.
Mhm.
So for Verso, there is a weapon. If you break an enemy, you instantly get S rank. I'm gonna just say that now.
There's a weapon that gives you S rank by breaking an enemy.
Yes.
How do you break enemies though?
So fill up their yellow bar underneath their health.
That shit takes
Uh,
forever.
It does. That's why you gotta put your luminas into break.
Oh, because it'll break faster. Okay.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
there's obviously like each character has like their own
Break move.
spells.
Yeah,
Yeah, that literally says can break.
yeah.
Okay.
And like for Monako, he has. I feel like he's the only one that has this, where he does more break damage with certain spells.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I gotta play with Minoko a little bit more because I only played him for like maybe like a couple times. But I'm a little bit more curious. It's like to see like the crazy roulette shit. That's all.
Monaco's a funny character.
He is very funny. I liked it.
Monaco is strong. If you care about that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
Don't you ever think
Also,
otherwise?
what level you guys are? Oh,
I don't remember.
What level
are
you guys?
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Yep.
I understood. I understood the question.
Wow, calm out now.
Shut your face.
What
How now, says the brown cow.
No, I was thinking the fucking what dialect are you talking or whatever? Where is your farm, American?
Oh.
Oh, I just watched that movie last night with a couple family members because
so good.
Yeah, because like
Kosh.
I guess on a little side track, because my cousin's husband asked me, because he's very interesting, that kid, but it's one of those things where like he has very specific like tastes with things, in the sense that like he's not really that exposed to like certain media. Because I remember I tried talking video games with him, and he doesn't really play video games, nor does he watch like a lot of movies or TV shows. So he knows that I watch a lot of like dumbass bullshit. So he's like, my coworker asked me if I've seen some movies. He gave me a list of movies, and he's like, I actually want to ask you, like, do you recommend these movies to watch? And I was like, okay, yeah, like I can listen to the list. So then he's going off with like a lot of movies that like I was like, wow, I can't believe you've never seen them. And then he eventually reaches Tropic Thunder, and then I had like he asked me, he's like, can you explain the plot of that? And then I'm like, I'm trying to explain it to him, but I'm like, you have to watch the movie. It's
stupid plot.
You have to watch the movie in order to get it. And then everyone at that point was just like, we might as well just watch the movie. So we watched the movie, but we watched it through a streaming service that apparently had the extended cut. So there's a couple scenes that I was like, I'd never seen that, because I have the DVD, but I believe that is just like the theatrical cut. So it's like a bunch of scenes that are like kind of like a little bit more with like some gags. But once we reach the end of the movie, he's like that, like a movie like this would not be able to exist today. And it's just like, yeah, I guess, but it's like that's also the thing, is that like the movie understands its jokes because it's all fucking satire, and it's like poking fun at the fact of how stupid Hollywood is sometimes. So
yeah, I think that's a yes and a no thing though. Like,
yeah,
you could never make this movie sure you could,
but you have to do it tastefully.
About it, right? Would people complain about it? Yes. Why would they complain? Mostly because of the blackface thing.
It's mostly blackface.
Right. And it's like, I don't know, man. That argument has been made about that movie so many times. It makes me so fucking annoyed, because I'm just like, it's such a good fucking movie.
But that's the thing. It's all under the context of the movie, because even then, the characters in the movie are like, this motherfucker's doing blackface.
Right. Even they're annoyed in the movie, right? Yeah.
So it's just like the context of it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
It was funny.
This is comedy. I mean, like, I don't think I've ever been annoyed at comedy, and maybe I have. I might just not remember, but I really don't think I've ever like I've seen a comedian, and I have actually gone like, "Oh, this isn't for me."
Mm. Yeah,
that's about it. I've never been like, "Fuck this guy."
But
I've
that's
been like, "Okay, I don't like this." To me, it's just not fun.
But that's the thing about humor in general, is just like it's all subjective. It's all subjective.
Right, but you could also it's just I hate people.
Yeah, there is a certain extent of humor of like, some of it can cross the line, but that's also the thing, is that the humor has to be witty in a way.
Right.
So, granted, there is like very lowbrow humor of just like, fart jokes, and then, saying some stupid shit, or people getting hurt is the other thing. So it's just like, it's really dependent, because like, that was a question as well that like my cousin's husband asked me. It was like, oh, he's like, out of all the comedies that I listed for my list, what would you say made you laugh the hardest? And I'm like, Tropic Thunder. Because of everything that goes on in that movie and even the context of it. Yeah. And it's crazy to think that it was directed by Ben Stiller and written by him. And it's just like, yeah, like it's done really well because of how he's able to approach comedy.
That might be Ben Stiller's best movie.
I have yet to see what is it, like Walter Mitty, I think is the other one. I think that's written by Ben Stiller, and Severance.
Oh, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty or something.
Yeah,
like
that one.
Severance is good, but I would still give
Tropic Thunder.
I know other people would call Severance the better thing, but I think Tropic Thunder is better.
Yeah, so I have yet to see like Ben Stiller's other writing stuff, but like Tropic Thunder is like out of the list that he gave me, it's just like, yeah, this one's the one you're probably gonna like the most. Because yeah, it's just that list was really funny because his first one, he's like, you ever heard of The Dark Knight? And I'm like, the Batman movie? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, is it good? I'm like, yeah, it's good. And I'm like,
he's
wait,
watched The Dark Knight.
And I'm like, wait. I'm like, but have you seen Batman Begins? And he's like, no. And I'm like, you should probably watch Batman Begins and then watch The Dark Knight. And then my other cousin's husband was there too, because he's a little bit more of a nerd. Like I was talking with him and I was like, and I was just like, yeah. I'm like, I just asked him like, would you recommend watching The Dark Knight first? And he's like, no, just watch Batman Begins first. And I'm like, yeah, probably that's a good idea. But funny enough, like I think my other cousin's boyfriend, we were just talking for a little bit because he's like, I really like that movie Parasite, the Korean movie, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, his other stuff is good too, and like I was just giving him recommendations of like other like Korean movies and like shit that he might like. So then I got hit with a question of like, what is your favorite movie of all time? And I told him like, it's Old Boy. Old Boy is one of my favorite movies of all time. And he's like, can you go into the synopsis of it? And I gave him the synopsis, and he's like, it actually piqued his interest. And I was like, okay, good. But then my cousin was like, oh yeah, by the way, it's in Korean, right? And I'm like, yeah, he doesn't like reading subtitles in movies. And I'm like, God fucking damn it. Like,
yes, I also don't like doing that.
But that's the thing, you're limiting yourself. Because there's so many good movies, but if people are able to pass the barrier of fucking subtitles, it's just like, then you experience a fucking good-ass fucking story.
Yeah, I'll do it for certain things, for sure.
Yeah.
I have to want to, though, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Like, who knows, in like 3 years, I might be like, yo, Old Boy is really good. And
yeah.
Be like, fuck you.
Yeah, I'll be like, fuck you, you stupid bitch. Why you do this to me?
I told you to watch this like 3 years ago.
It's funny too.
Like, yeah, but now I wanted to watch it today.
Yeah.
So.
It's crazy because like they had it on Netflix for like the longest fucking time and they took it off. And I was just like, fuck, that sucks. But at least I have my physical copy of Old Boy. So.
Bro, physical media, dude.
Physical media, baby. Funny you mentioning that. Yeah.
You're not wrong. Physical media is kind of king.
I was basically like the entire time I was like trying to get my cousin's husband to like see my movie collection because I'm like, please go look at the movies that I have. See if anything sparks your interest, because it's just like there's so many like good movies out there, and it's really funny to hear like a lot of like stuff that was kind of like mainstream for a little bit. Like he was talking about like Fight Club, he was talking about like the Departed, and I'm like,
Departed's so good.
I'm like, you haven't seen these movies? And he's like, no. And I'm like,
what?
I'm like, you should watch them. Like a lot of them are good. I even got to the point where I was just like, you know, The Departed is actually based on a Chinese movie. I was like, that extent. Yeah, it's Infernal Affairs. I watched Infernal Affairs.
Jackie Chan movie?
No, there's no Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan is like a cop.
Police Story.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Isn't it like 4 of them or something?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I watched something where like I'm almost positive it was Jackie Chan. The opening part is like the guy's a police officer, and he's like, I have to go see my wife is good having a baby, and then like he has to do police. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I don't know either. You would know, actually.
I know. I'm trying to think of a Jackie Chan movie where that opens up like that, but no. The only thing I can think of with Police Story, how it opens up, is that essentially they're about to do a sting operation, and then Jackie Chan rides a bus. What happened?
I just said stinger. That's all I said.
Oh, stinger. But I mean, first Police Story is good. Infernal Affairs is very different, though. Infernal Affairs is more dramatic. And that was the other thing I was mentioning to him of Infernal Affairs compared to The Departed. Departed has its own style because obviously it's Martin Scorsese, but Infernal Affairs feels a lot darker and a lot more, I want to say grittier, but it feels like more melancholy in a sense. But the hilarious thing is that like there's 3 movies. So it's like The Departed is one solid story, while Infernal Affairs is 3 fucking movies. Which is the crazy part of like of the 2 characters that you're following. So it's like, what if the Leonardo DiCaprio character and the Matt Damon character had 2 other movies where it does a flashback of their earlier lives and then a flash forward for the 3rd movie of how shit basically ended at the end of the Departed 1. Like, that is Infernal Affairs. So it's funny, but Infernal Affairs 1, I have to say, is like the best one out of all of them. But the other thing that you kind of have to have context with is it talks about Buddhism a lot. So you kind of have to have the idea of like the whole idea of like karma, essentially, within Infernal Affairs. Like, essentially, people who do bad things will have a comeuppance. Yeah. But yeah, it's just his list was very interesting of just like Fight Club, Anchorman. And I'm like, you've never seen these movies? And he's like, no. And I'm like, damn, bro, I just watched too many movies. But yeah, all right.
But like these are like staples of movie
culture, yeah.
Right. So like, it's not even that you watch too many movies. Maybe with like Old Boy and shit like that. That's a little different. But
is it
as far as like, yeah. But like with like Fight Club, it's like that doesn't have subtitles. You can totally watch that shit. So or the other ones too, like The Departed and stuff. Again, like Departed is one of my favorite movies. You should also watch Shutter Island, by the way.
Yeah.
At least I think that's a very good movie.
Oh man, I should ask him if he likes kung fu movies. I should ask him if he wants to watch Chapeau Lang.
Or Ong Bak.
Or the On Bak. Oh fuck. Or The Raid. Oh fuck. Fucking blowing his mind. Being like, did you know Indonesians also do fucking sick ass action movies? Sorry. Anyways. Back to Expedition 33.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anything else to say about it.
Okay. Any other
Unless
things,
you guys do.
Wesley? Are you eating, Wesley?
I am.
Damn bitch. You're not gonna share with us?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Microphone. Do it.
It's tacos, so no.
Damn, bro. Not even sharing the tacos.
I love tacos, dude.
Damn.
What was I gonna say? Well, how many stones do you guys have for SKA?
I think I still have the 1.
I think there's 2 because he runs on the ground and then he swims now for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm at that too. So just 2.
How many do you have? He's like 16.
I have all of them. I reached the credits.
Thanks, no, I have 2 because I was wondering like, if like you guys got any others or if this is all like post game stuff to do.
No idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they keep mentioning that in the story that like he still has not found all his stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it's what, 7 total?
I don't remember.
6, 7?
I think it might
Did
be
we actually get a
6.
stone when we beat the turtle?
No.
We didn't have one, right?
No, it was a fake. And then
Okay.
that's where it leads to the point of what happens to Gustav.
When he was like, "Go get my stone," and then they didn't have a stone, I got mad.
And you were like, this French game tricked me.
Yeah.
Right. It's very much upset about that shit.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's it for Expedition 33 talk.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What else have you done, Howler?
I started watching the super fan version of The Office. It's on Peacock.
What is that?
I think it's called the super fan version. It's just extended version
Oh, okay.
with more stuff uncut that they cut. Which like there's very clearly, because I remember The Office pretty fucking clear because I've watched it maybe the entirety of The Office. I think I've watched at least 30 different times. And The Office superfan thing, there's a bunch of times that I'm watching it and I noticed like that wasn't in it, that wasn't in it, that wasn't in it, that wasn't in it, that wasn't in it. Bunch of things that just weren't in it. But yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
The Office itself is good.
Yes.
And the extended version is pretty cool to see all this stuff
uncut.
Yeah.
So I just want to watch The Office now.
Peacock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or just buy it, which honestly, because so many streaming services now, you have to have like this one to do this one or this one to do this one. Just buy the stuff you want to watch at this point. Like if you want to watch Friends, if you want to watch, like a specific show, I would just buy it, digitize it, put it onto your computer and watch it that way so that there's a bunch of services you could use to like take anything you have physically, put it on digital, and then stream it to your phone anytime you want to. I think like something called Plex is one of those services, but that's a better way of doing things, I think, especially if you don't want to constantly pay for monthly payments of these like stupid ass fucking dude. I loved Netflix when it was like day one, like, oh shit, this is the end all be all of like not watching or paying like, what is it, 100 and some dollars a month for cable? But now it's again just back there. So I'm trying to think what else. I played a lot of League of Legends recently. And the finals for North and South America are coming up, which is
who are you cheering for? Who are you cheering for?
Well, it's gonna be interesting because the finals for North and South America are literally North and South America, whereas every other year it's been North America solo doing a finals for each other, and then for North America, and then South America did their own finals, but they've added the groups together most likely because there's not enough people watching North America anymore. So you pull into groups and you get more people watching overall. Trying to think. League, that thing. I bought some stuff recently. Let me just pull that up real quick because I know it's some stuff that I think looks really good, and I'm excited to play probably at a later date. And it's not on Game Pass, so
Almighty Game Pass.
There's a game called The Gunk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, have you played it?
No, I have it, but I haven't played it yet.
Okay, I just picked it up because I was like, I saw it on sale for like $1, and I was like, oh shit, this game looks fucking super dope. And I just picked that up the other day. I picked up Far Away, the puzzle game, And I picked up Left 4 Dead. I thought I had it.
The first one?
I just didn't have the first one for some reason.
Hmm.
Again, like $1, whatever.
Mhm.
And we haven't talked in a long time. I bought RuneScape Dragon Wilds.
Oh, is that like the actual like 3D? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not an MMO, it's an actual just game.
Mm-hmm.
I said this before though, by the way, in like the stream before or stream, Jesus. The whatever. The podcast before this one. I bought Prey. I still haven't played Prey, but I now own Prey.
Such a good game.
Yeah. I'll probably never play it.
Yeah.
I own it though.
Okay. Yo, it's there. Oh, gather dust.
I'll play it
Digital
eventually.
dust.
I did play the new Path of Exile 2 update with the new character.
Yeah.
What's up?
No, I forgot I have Path of Exile 2 and I haven't booted it up.
Good game. The new character I don't love, but they updated it and nerfed everyone except for that character pretty much. And then what they did was made it so like there's a lightning power you can use with that character, and she's a like Amazon, like a distance character. And they nerfed the sorceress, and she used to have chain lightning basically, or like it was lightning that would just hit everything constantly. And they nerfed her, and then they gave the new character basically chain lightning, because I watched my friend do it, and now like he's clearing rooms with with like lightning chaining, and I was just like, wait, what? Like, you got rid of this? Why would you get rid of it if you like we're just gonna bring it back? So ultimately, like, sucks that they did that, but it's still good. And then what they did after that was they put out another like, cause these are kind of like hot fixes. I guess they're still patches, but like they've been doing them rapidly. And what they did was they reverted kind of, but not really. It wasn't a revert. It was just like rebuffing the characters that got nerfed, but not to their full extent. So now they can all pretty much do everything that they did before. So I mean, I don't know. Like, it's the state of the game is okay where it's at. But I think the new character isn't great. And the next one I think they're going to come out with is called the Druid. And he looks like he's going to be a lot of fun to play. So I'm hoping that when that happens, that it is worth the wait, sort of. So,
Okay.
again, overall very good. Update maybe not great, but yeah. And then the other thing I did was I got the new Destiny expansion, which I know I always say I'm never gonna do, and then I do it. So super cool.
Have you
That was
become Destiny?
$100. I bought the special edition because it came with Star Wars gear. Oh yeah, they're doing a Star Wars expansion.
Yeah, I remember. I think we talked about that offhand.
Oh yeah, briefly probably. Yeah.
You were like, "Look at me,
I don't know
I'm
why
Star
they're doing
Wars."
I don't know why they're doing Star Wars.
I guess Andor, because that's the only thing that's like currently Star Wars right now.
I guess
Andor's good. I still have to watch season 2.
20th year anniversary for Star Wars.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm not that much of a nerd. It was for episode 3, I think. Like there was an anniversary thing for episode 3.
Oh, I don't know.
Because they re-released it back in theaters. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I know there was like some anniversary thing for Star Wars. So that's probably why everyone's like jumping on the Star Wars train currently.
Because I want to see part 3.
No, I don't know.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah. No, I think that's I fucking watch anything.
Did you?
There's a movie called The Wall that I want to watch. I did add that to like a list. It's a army movie.
It's bad. It's bad. I don't know. Don't do it.
Did you watch it?
With John Cena, don't do it.
I don't think it has John Cena.
I'm gonna look this up. When did it come out?
2017. Oh no, it isn't though. Oh no, okay, never mind.
No, that's Aaron Taylor.
It's 2017.
Oh, but John Cena's also in it.
John Cena is in it. Okay, this is bad.
Yeah, I don't like it. John Cena's acting sucks butt cheeks.
I actually love John Cena.
No.
I would say this is like pre.
Have you ever watched Psych?
No.
Okay, he's in Psych a couple episodes, and I like him in it.
I guess it's just dependent on the role he's in.
It might be. I'm gonna watch it.
I think I've seen a clip. I think I've seen a clip of it.
Someone who likes watching like military shooters and like action military movies like that, I don't like it.
He hated Saving Private Ryan because he thought Tom Hanks was too nice.
Jamie, clip it.
Clip it, Jamie. I saw a clip of this movie where I think was it the guy is trying to like get him to stand up or shoot a flare to give out his position.
Yeah, I saw that really yesterday. That's why I want to watch it.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
That's all I know. Wesley hated it.
I don't think there's. I feel like I watched something else. Nah, nothing else.
Damn, bro. Nothing.
All right, Wesley.
Go ahead. Besides Expedition 33, what else have you been doing?
I've been playing some Doom.
How is the new Doom?
It's not bad. It's definitely it's fun, but like it also feels weird. Because like it's the first time I've seen a game make you choose a difficulty and then allow you to update difficulty sliders right after. So I'm like, that's a little fucking weird.
What
like,
do you
know
mean?
How, like Doom? So like you know how like Doom, you pick like there's like what like 4 or 5 difficulties, whatever, like easy, normal, medium, and then like hard, nightmare, whatever. Yeah, so it does that, but then or after you choose a difficulty, it's like, oh, okay, how much parry window do you want? Do you want to damage the enemy a lot? Do you want them to be aggressive? How fast do you want the game to be? And I'm just like, that's so fucking weird to so like letting you choose right after you choose a difficulty. So it's like, what's the point of choosing a difficulty if you're able to just adjust everything right off the fly?
Certain accessibility reasons, but some games do that now.
Like I get that for like if you beat the game and you want to do like New Game Plus or whatever, or do like a new like save file.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But like,
I think it's mostly for an accessibility thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, because you're ableist.
Sure. Okay.
I
play that pretty good for where I'm at right now. I haven't touched it ever since I started playing Expedition again. I've been playing a lot of Pixelmon with some buds, some peoples. That's been fun.
Oh, Monster
yeah.
Hunter.
No, Pixelmon, like Pokemon on Minecraft.
Fuck, I forgot. I should really play Monster Hunter. Update came out.
For like our old little server thing that we play on. Pretty fun. What else? I'm watching a bunch of animes. We're watching Fire Force Season 2, get into 3. Obviously continuing One Piece. Fucking Kuma's story in One Piece is depressing as shit.
We're so back, baby. I love depressing One Piece shit.
It's so
I have to get back to reading because it's just like I still am early in the time skip, but it's just like I don't know why. I just haven't gotten like more into it for some reason. It's just like I think I fucking like burnt myself out because once I got to the time skip, I was just like, oh my god, so much shit happened. So much shit happened. I think the other thing is that like I kind of have to take a little bit of time to like adjust to everybody's redesigns for the time skip because I'm not in love with everybody's redesign. But yeah, it is what it is. But hell yeah, I love depressing One Piece shit.
Yeah, like they're literally going through his backstory now, and I'm just like, bro, this is wild.
Bartholomew Kuma.
Hell yeah. And then you meet baby Ivankov too, and you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's cool. Yeah. I was gonna say, did you watch the live action One Piece?
No.
Okay.
My sister was telling me about they introduced Chopper.
Yeah, they showed a bunch of Netflix stuff got shown, and like they introduced Chopper, and Chopper is Chopper's Chopper.
I haven't seen it.
Wait, is there new One Piece live action?
Yeah, they showed off a trailer. Yeah, for season 2.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I want to see how they handle his backstory.
With the doctor.
Yeah.
yeah.
My boy, my
son,
my son. Oh man,
so sad.
Mm-hmm.
I finished watching the entirety, or at least the available entirety of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Oh, I've heard of this show. Yeah,
I've seen like all 6 seasons of it now, I guess. Yeah, there's still a lot to be done with that show. He still has to go kill the Black Dragon and whatnot. Pretty okay, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Watching season 2 of Windbreakers. Final so again, main dude's finally going through some character development. And you're like, yeah.
Okay, good.
You're not a little fucking little antisocial butt munch.
Cool. I like that. I like it when characters have developments.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you've seen or heard of the Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows. That one's pretty good. They're just like an OP healer guy gets kicked out of a party type thing, with just super strong, makes his own living, and everyone's like, oh my god. And then his main party is like, oh, we need you back. We're garbage without you. And they're like, haha. Yeah, that one. You know? As for movies, nothing that I can recall that I'm watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Really nothing insane.
That's it?
Work every day. Oh, I'm going on a field trip tomorrow for work.
Nice.
It'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Went to my cousin's graduation party yesterday. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, a graduation party over here as well.
Sweet, nice, congrats. But yeah, nothing crazy.
Okay. Doom in anime and French people.
French game, yeah. It's definitely better than the English one, I think it was, right?
Yeah. That's it?
Pretty much.
Okay, that's fair enough. Because we were talking about this earlier, me and Howler, about like we've been gone for like I think a month at this point since the last time we like spoke. Because I mean we speak off camera, obviously, so it's just a bunch of shit. But I watch a bunch of bullshit most of the time. So I guess a couple things that I kind of I'm gonna go through like the list that I've seen, and then kind of highlight more of the stuff that like obviously caught my interest a little bit more. So I watched, I finished.
Right, 3 hours of Jones.
Okay, yeah,
continue.
That's right, baby. Hey man, if you're able to remember something, go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
Remember what?
Exactly. All right. So 3 hours of Tronch. Let's see what we got. We got Adolescence. That was a Netflix show that I watched. I got to the ending of that. It was okay. It got Friday the 13th Part 2. I watched. Did you ever watch any of the Friday the 13th movies?
I have.
How far did you get?
I want to say yes, but not like recently.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. So you already know the gist of Jason.
Mm-hmm.
I watched all of Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
I didn't finish the new season.
Oh, damn, bro! It's a good season. It's a good finale.
I'll get through it.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing I wanted to talk about was House of the Dragon. It's the Game of Thrones prequel.
Yeah, you can spoil the shit out of that. I don't care.
Okay. So here's the thing. I think to kind of like shorten my talking point of this, it's interesting in what it does. Obviously, it still kind of has a bit of the shock value of Game of Thrones of like who's going to die. But the thing is that like with Game of Thrones, you had people to cheer for. Obviously, the Stark kids. With House of the Dragon, there's really nobody you're cheering for because everyone is a fucking selfish brat. Because they're all Targaryens, and you don't feel bad for anybody. So your main character, Rhaenyra, I think her name is a brat. There's that whole thing that obviously because of it being set in the Game of Thrones world, incest plays a big part into this. So she has this whole thing with her uncle. To be fair, I forget what is his name, Matt something, the uncle character, the actor that plays him. Hold on, let me try. Matt Smith is his name. He's very interesting because he was one of the doctors in Doctor Who. So like I know a lot of people liked him as that character because he was a very good, nice character. And House of the Dragon, he plays the most selfish and conceited asshole in the show, and he does a really good job doing it. You hate him, but this is the problem that I was mentioning is that like everybody in the show, you don't, there's nothing really for you to like cling onto because they're all spoiled brats that just like are acting out. Obviously there is a thing that happens in the first season where it does a time skip of I think like a decade, I want to say, and then something happens where there's a somebody misheard what the king said, and then that's why the whole war is breaking out because of one misunderstood detail. And the thing that I was mentioning to my cousin, because my cousin watched Game of Thrones in its entirety, and she was curious about House of the Dragon, is that like every political like issue can be summed down to, hey, I want you to fix this, and I know that you're probably going to ask me for something, so I guess in return I'll give you my kid to marry, and we can settle our affairs that way. And it's just like, yeah, I guess that makes sense in that world, because there's a whole thing that happens with like the king of Westeros. I forget his name. What is his name? Viserys. That his wife dies, so then they have to look for a new queen, and basically this one wealthy family is like, oh, take our daughter to be the next queen, and she is like an 8-year-old child, and he's like, yeah, no, I can't do that. But like her parents are like, but she needs to be queen in order to bring in a royal line, and it's like he's like, no, I don't want that. But it's interesting because it's like you have the other characters within that world later on in the story where it's Rhaenyra's brothers, because eventually Viserys, her father, gets remarried, but the fucked up part is that it's Rhaenyra's best friend that she grew up with, so it's essentially a girl that's the same age as Rhaenyra. But there's a whole thing that's like how they got married. Mostly it's because of like political ties, because of Viserys's hand, you know, his consort. Because I know if you remember the vocabulary for Game of Thrones, like the hand.
Oh yeah, I remember the hand.
So the hand basically is like, oh, he tells his daughter like try to get into like the seat of queen, not directly but like indirectly. So there's a whole thing where like these two girls, Rhaenyra and Alicent, are kind of like products of their father, of like their father basically mending them to be what they want them to be. So you kind of have this two things of like Alicent, because of her father being the hand, basically telling her that like, be the next queen, you know, do what I want you to do. And then you have the other side of Rhaenyra basically being like, my dad wants me to do what he wants me to do, and I'm going to rebel against that. So I'm going to go make out with my uncle. They're like, okay, I guess. So the show is like the fucked up Game of Thrones bullshit, but like I said, is that like you really don't cheer for anybody because everyone's a fucking selfish asshole. And the end of season 1, I think, is a pretty good, like, I guess, spark to like let shit go down the way it does. The funny part as well is just like seeing the like the ancestors of a lot of the people in Game of Thrones. So you see like a lot of Lannisters, a lot of Starks, Baratheons as well. So it's just like, you know, their forefathers in that world of like, oh, basically there is a fight for the throne before the fight for the throne. But overall, would I recommend it to somebody that is still kind of curious of the Game of Thrones world? Yeah. Because the other goofy thing that the show does is that like, oh, this is 100 years before the Mad King was assassinated, so don't worry about that shit in the future. Just worry about this thing now, currently. So yeah, that's my gist of House of the Dragon. I can go way deep into it, but like I said, I don't want to make this like my Dune talk all over again. The other thing that I watched was The Iron Claw with Zac Efron, where Zac Efron is a wrestler. This is based on a true story. This is based on a true story. On I forget what the brothers, their names are. The Von Erich family. There is a lot of things that happen. So this is all based, I believe, in like the 80s. And it's mostly focused on this wrestling family. And it's a movie about family manipulation, depression, drug abuse, and there's a lot of things that happen within that movie that obviously you can go on Wikipedia, look at what happened, and there's a lot of fucked up shit. And it's mostly due to the fact that their father is a control crazy asshole. And it's a very good movie. I'm surprised that like Zac Efron has really good acting chops. You know, besides him being in High School Musical and him getting a sharper jaw. But the ending of that movie fucking crushed me. And I went on Wikipedia and I did a bit of more research, and it crushed me even more to find out that like they excluded another brother. So it's just like, because I think in total, I think it was 5 kids, but in the movie they only did 4. So they excluded another one, and it's kind of, there's a reason why. It's on HBO. I don't know if you still have HBO Max, Howler.
Mm-hmm.
So I would recommend watching The Iron Claw, because it's very good. That's all I'm gonna say, because I'm not gonna say any more of it because it's fucking depressing as fuck.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, I watched the Key and Peele movie Keanu with the cat.
Oh, I still haven't watched that.
It's funny. It's very funny. I was surprised about how funny it was. I watched a documentary called Kim's Video, which is basically, so in the early 90s, New York City had a giant ass video collection at this rental store owned by this South Korean man named Mr. Kim. There was a whole thing that happened where he was planning on leaving the rental business because he was planning on going back home to Korea. So basically, that video store amassed such a huge collection that Mr. Kim was like, okay, what do we do with this? Like, let's have something special, like a special event, and like maybe somebody might get the video collection. There was a whole thing that happened where this city in Italy wanted to get the video collection because they wanted to amass a tourist attraction to bring more income into their city, because essentially their city was like falling apart. So they got the videotape collection, a bunch of movies, even like stuff that was like not heard of, or like art house films that were like lost to time. And what happened was this city in Italy kept promising that they were going to do something crazy with like the videos and like create this huge like library of movies. It never happened. So the documentary is basically like what happened to that video collection, and it goes in a very crazy direction, like towards like the end part of it, where like it becomes a heist movie on saving that video collection. It's a very good documentary. It's really interesting. And yeah, Kim's Video. The other thing that I watched was a Western movie called Tombstone with Kurt Russell. It was good. I enjoyed it. And then I watched In a Violent Nature. I don't know if you heard anything about this. This was an A24 movie. It was basically the perspective of a Jason-like serial killer. I don't know if this is okay. This is not ringing any bells. Basically, the whole gimmick was that like it was the perspective of the slasher, and it was alright for the most part. The ending was a little meh, but it's a good movie for what it is. And then running down through my list, I watched the first Kingsman movie. I finished the rest of the Hobbit movies. I watched an HBO show called Scavenger's Reign, and I would recommend watching that. It's pretty good. I rewatched The Hateful Eight. I watched a show called Kevin Can Fuck Himself, or Kevin Can F Himself. This was on AMC. It's 2 seasons. I really recommend it because it's that show's gimmick was like 2 different perspectives. So you have a husband and wife and how they view their world, essentially. The husband views his world as like a comedy like show, like a sitcom. Kind of like in the vein of Married with Children, or like Everybody Loves Raymond kind of like aspect, where like, you know, he's the protagonist of his story, essentially. And then you get the perspective of the wife, where it's more like dark, gritty, like very like sad, depressing almost. and basically her thing of like her husband is a narcissist, and like she's trying to find a way to like get away from him. It's very good. 2 seasons and it wraps up like pretty well, I would have to say. I really did like the finale of the show. It was done very, very well. The other thing I watched was Heretic. I watched okay. I watched some Korean movies, specifically from this one director by the name of Lee Chong-dong, I believe his name is. Because I was like, let me watch something depressing. So I watched a movie called Burning. That is a very good movie. It stars Steven Yeun as like this very weird, like mysterious guy, rich guy. And there's a whole thing that happens where this guy falls in love with this girl that he hasn't like seen in years. She's from his small town. They kind of like hook up, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm going to Africa on vacation to, I guess, kind of have like a spiritual journey, essentially." She comes back, but she comes back with like this guy that she met, another Korean guy, Steven Yeun, and basically like kind of involves him with like their life. Essentially, the main character guy tries to like, I guess, tell her that he's in love with her, but doesn't really find the best moment to do that. He eventually says something, he fucks up, like says something really bad towards her, and then he tries to apologize like a couple weeks afterwards, and then she doesn't respond, and apparently she goes missing. So then that's the whole premise of that movie, is that like he's trying to figure out what exactly happened. It's a very good movie. It's very depressing. I was so curious as to see what this director like wrote his other stuff. So I watched another movie called Oasis and another movie called Peppermint Candy. They're very good movies in their own part, but they're also kind of like depressing in their own way. A lot of his stuff is on the Criterion channel, so I will be probably checking out the rest of his other movies. Passing that, I rewatched a bunch of Marvel shit because I was like, oh, the Captain America movie's coming out on Disney Plus, so I'm like, I guess I'll just watch some Marvel stuff just to kill time. So I rewatched Ant-Man. I rewatched all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Damn.
Yeah, I really like the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff.
They're great.
I watched James Gunn's like stuff for DC because obviously HBO Max. I watched Creature Commandos, which I think is a good show. The only thing I didn't like is that like everything felt a little rushed, like it wrapped up way too quickly. To the point where like I kind of want to rewatch Doom Patrol, so I probably will be doing that because I really liked the first season of Doom Patrol. I watched Wes Anderson's second movie, Rushmore, with a very young Jason Schwartzman, right? Is it Jason Schwartzman? Yes, Jason Schwartzman. It's interesting because I we talk about Wes Anderson and he has a very distinct like directing style, and he has a new movie coming out I think in a couple days called The Phoenician Scheme, which I'm probably gonna go see eventually. I have a bunch of movies I still want to see in theaters. Sinners, obviously, and then Thunderbolts I'm also curious about, and then of course Mission Impossible, the new one came out, so Chonch got to see that.
My friend said it was good.
Chonch got to see that. So I was curious in watching Rushmore, and Rushmore is good. There's a lot of moments that I feel like will make you uncomfortable. Because essentially the premise is this student falls in love with a teacher and basically goes at revealing his feelings towards her in the worst way possible. And then obviously the teacher, being a good person, is like, no, you are a child, I am an adult, we cannot have a relationship. But because this kid is so adamant and so headstrong, he wants to have a relationship with her. And there was a lot of like interesting moments because of the fact that it becomes a love triangle because Bill Murray shows up as this billionaire and basically falls in love with this teacher. And yeah, it's a comedy movie, and I think it's very interesting because it has Wes Anderson-esque elements, but it doesn't feel like a Wes Anderson movie. It's not until his next movie afterwards, The Aquatic Life of Steve Zissou with Bill Murray in it, that feels very Wes Anderson.
Can I ask you a question that's not related to this technically, but has to do with Bill Murray, kind of?
Sure.
Have you heard of a band called Billy Murray?
No.
Okay. You should check them out. They have like heavy metal uh instruments to it, but it's all like, I don't know if melodic is the right word, but like very soft singing.
Oh, okay.
Super good. It's
I'll check it out.
really, really weird. And what was one of their people is a saxophonist.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. Like, you should really check it out. Anyways, just because I heard you say Billy Murray for a second, and I was like, oh right, fucking Bill Murray, dude. I fucking forgot about the fucking band. So I just want to say that real quick.
Okay, I'll probably check it out.
Right.
So yeah, Rushmore was good, and then I watched the Captain America Brave New World, which I had a bunch of questions because I'm like, what did they end up doing with Kang stuff? Because yeah. And then I went and read it, and Reddit was like, yeah, basically it got solved in season 2 of Loki. So I started watching season 2 of Loki for a little bit. Not done with it, obviously, but like, yeah. Brave New World was actually all right. It's shorter. It's like an hour and like 30 something, which I was like, oh yeah, good. I don't want a long ass Marvel movie. But it was good. It was good for the most part. Like I was mentioning, I do want to see Thunderbolts, but in due time, obviously. So that is for stuff that's for stuff that I watched. And then for stuff that I played, I didn't get too crazy with video games because during our time not being together, I've been like obsessing with like a bunch of shit. So I don't remember if I talked about The Last of Us Part 2. Oh shit, that reminds me. I did finish watching the season finale of Last of Us 2. I guess this kind of coincides with like The Last of Us stuff that I wanted to talk about because I played through The Last of Us Part 2 again to see whether or not my feelings changed. Yeah, not really. I still think it's a story that didn't really need to be shown. But I played through the game on grounded difficulty. That was really interesting because like fucking enemies spot you in an instant, and then you fucking die. Everybody is a fucking sniper with whatever fucking weapon they have. So yeah, I played grounded, and then I played permadeath on an easier difficulty because I did not want to do that shit on fucking grounded. Because I did it for a little bit, and I'm like, I can't do it. It's too much. As a game, it is fun, but its story I don't like. So then we come to The Last of Us Part 2, the show, and I watched it with my cousin, and my cousin ended up disliking what was happening in the story, and I told her, I'm like, yeah, that's what kind of happens when you have a not great story adapted for TV, and it's not going to be good. So, it still follows the game, but it felt very rushed because it's only like 7 episodes, which was like the crazy part. So season 3 of The Last of Us is going to be Abby's story. And it's very obvious at how this season ends.
Another season?
Yes. It was kind of confirmed as to like, oh, there's going to be a season 3, which everyone was confused about, like, wait, why season 3? But because of what happens at the end of this season, it makes sense because it's like, oh, we got to talk about Abby's part of the story. So it's funny enough because yesterday I was with my family and my other cousin was watching The Last of Us with her husband, and we got to talking about it, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's very different from the game, and basically I was giving her like the differences between the show and the game, and even then what happens at the end of the story, and she was like, oh, that's bad. And I'm like, yeah like it's not great. And like even my explanation of the game like could be bad, like badly explained, but even then the story itself when you're watching it is not great either. So yeah, The Last of Us Season 2 and then The Last of Us Part 2, the video game, is just like, it's a mess. It's a big mess. So that out of the way. I finished Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, the 8th Yakuza game. That's a good game. Couple things I had a bit of a problem with, but like not to the extent where I hated the game. It's just like a couple of narrative things, but that I basically explained in my final thoughts when I finished streaming. The other things that I did was I played through Uncharted 4. I 100% did that shit. Uncharted 4, I think, is, I would say, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 4, Uncharted 1, and then Uncharted 3. And then Lost Legacy is like kind of like underneath Uncharted 4. Man, Uncharted 4, it's crazy that game was on a...
From best to worst?
Yeah, that's my ranking.
Do it again?
2, 4, Lost Legacy, 1, 3.
You didn't like 3?
Not that much.
Huh.
3.8 has a bit of like writing problems.
I'm trying to think. 2's really good. I agree with that. You said 2 then 1?
4.
2 then 4. 4 was okay.
4 I liked because it's more of a personal story for Drake.
Nathan, yeah.
Yeah. And
I think 1 was pretty good. 1 was before, you said 1.
1 was before 2.
Sorry, you said 2,
1 was
4,
for 2. So
2, 4, 1.
2, 4, Lost Legacy,
Lost
1,
Legacy.
and then 3.
Lost Legacy was pretty okay.
I like Lost Legacy. It's good.
Yeah, I really enjoy that entire series. I think it's hard if I wanted to rate them, it'd be hard for me to rate them. I think 2 is in the right spot though. I think 2 is probably the best one.
2's very good.
1 was the only reason I love 1 so much though is just because it's the introduction to it, and it's just like always like we'll have like a space in my like heart for like that like initial like boom, this is like the game you're getting introduced to and you'll love forever, basically, for sure. Yeah, 4 was fuck 4 was pretty good.
That's what I'm saying, bro. 4 was really good, especially with like replaying it, and I'm just like, man, there's a little like some stuff that I missed, like not missed, but like I forgot about, or like even like small little interactions you have with Sam.
Sure.
And it's just like, this is really good like character shit that I really like, and especially the story being like very personal for Drake, where like they talk about his mom, they talk about his dad, they talk about like his marriage, and about how essentially him treasure hunting is kind of like his drug addiction, because like he wants to adventure, but he kind of has to keep it a secret because, you know, obviously he will die, and then because there are other people like also treasure hunting. So it's really good in that aspect. And then but just like visually, bro, that fucking game, I still can't believe it ran on a fucking PS4, because it's just like it's so visually impressive. And then the more I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that game made my PS4 like sound like a fucking like jet engine, because it was just like pushing that shit so hard. But yeah, Uncharted 4, incredibly, just really good. And as like a conclusion to the story, I'm happy with it. I'm personally happy with it.
They made Mark Wahlberg.
Sully. Yeah, because I it's funny too, because like as I was playing like Uncharted 4, I was like, man, there's nothing that can ever stain this series. And then I'm like, oh fuck, the movie exists. I forgot that the movie exists. And I watched it.
I don't mind what's his name being the guy.
Tom Holland.
I don't mind Tom Holland, but like, I think there's a better choice somewhere.
Yeah.
Tom Holland.
Yeah. But I know everybody talked about Nathan Fillion to do Drake, and it's like, yeah, if he was a little bit younger, then it would have worked out perfectly. But like,
he'd also have to get in ridiculous
biggest shape. Well, not necessarily. Like, he could still have dad bod, because Drake kind of has dad bod. He's not like ripped. But
he doesn't have a belly at all, pretty much.
In the second game, they make fun of him because they're like, "Did you get fat?" He's like, dude, I can climb shit. Like, I can pull my own body weight. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he doesn't look fat ever. Maybe.
Anyways, until you get like the donut
Dude.
Drake skin.
The fourth one made me sad when they were like, we're going, gonna have kids and all this other shit. Or they had a kid, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And all this,
And she
family
played
stuff, and I was like,
Crash
oh,
Bandicoot.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
Drake.
No, what made me sad was that like they got pictures of like, well, basically reminiscing in a sense, because where she opens up his secret like wardrobe like thing, and it's everything that he's basically collected, and then the old pictures, and it's like, oh, these PS3 images, and it's like, damn, man, like what a fucking era of good shit. But yeah, I went ham on Uncharted 4, so that took up a shit ton of my time. Yeah, just fun, great game. And then I was like, you know what? Let me kind of like replay some stuff. So I replayed through Devil May Cry 1, and I'm like, man, this was a PS2 PS2 game. It's good in some parts, but I'm trying to play it in like Dante Must Die difficulty, and it's so fucking difficult. Like, I'm not done yet, but like it's like there are moments where like I had to like get away from it because I was getting incredibly frustrated. To the point where I was just like, you know what, let me put this off to the side. Let me play a different game. So I ended up playing Pillars of Eternity.
Oh yeah, I forgot you talked about this.
So yes, I played Pillars of Eternity. I finished it. Obviously I've been feeling some woes of our D&D campaign, so I was like, let me play a D&D-esque game. So it's funny too, because like I was playing the game normally, but then it got to a point where it was just like I kind of just want to like get through it. So luckily the game has a story focus option. So I was like, let me just do story focus and then just blaze through the game to the end. And like, because the thing is that the world of this game is really, really good and like really thought out. Obviously it's like not Dungeons and Dragons, but it is kind of Dungeons and Dragons. It's still like borrowing elements from it, but
what style of game is it?
It's a CRPG, classical RPG.
Oh, you did say that the other day. But like, when you say classical RPG, you mean like
Baldur's Gate?
Like how the way it plays?
Yes, because essentially it is essentially like D&D, where it's like you level up, you get spells or different abilities and stuff like that per progression, but the max level is 16. So the world itself is super interesting. That's why when you talked about Avowed and like, you know, it already being established in the Pillars of Eternity world, I was curious because I was just like, I know nothing about this world. Let me see what is like going on. So once getting to know the world itself, I'm very interested in Avowed because of the crazy weird shit that is in Pillars of Eternity. Mm-hmm. Because there was a thing that like, okay, I'm fully in, and it's basically how I describe it is that what happened in this world is that we nuked a god and now babies have no souls. And it's like, what? And then the story explains what essentially happened. That this world has different gods for different things. Mm-hmm. And one particular god was known as the god of rebirth, essentially. Something happened along the way where some farmer decided, hey, I am the reincarnation of that god, and now whatever my word is basically a word of a god. So I want the followers of this god to come with me and basically bring this world anew. And you know, people were like, oh shit, like for real? Like, all right, I guess we'll join you. Then you have the other side being like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're crazy, but you have a huge army. We got to get rid of you. So what they did essentially was they kind of built a giant ass bomb, got that guy to go to a specific location where they set off the nuke, essentially, and they killed him. But the thing is that after that event, something started to happen with babies being born in that world. They started to, like, not be human. For some reason, they just, like, came out, and as they developed, you know, as a toddler and, like, so on and so forth, they just don't say anything. They just essentially act like zombies. So, because of this, they started calling the event Widewind's Legacy, because the guy who tried to get people to rally up because he kept saying that he was a god was named Widewind. And they, you know, because of this world being filled with different gods, everyone is superstitious, and some people think that, oh, maybe that guy was a god, and maybe we did a incredibly horrible thing, and now we're being punished for it. So there's like that bit of like superstitious like ideals, and it's funny because like it's a world of magic. So because of what was happening with Widewind's Legacy and essentially babies not being born with souls, being called Hollowborns, a new science / like magic started to be developed called animancy. And basically it is the magic of like manipulating souls and like trying to understand souls in a sense. But because of this idea being so new, a lot of people had problems with it, being like, you're fucking with shit that you really shouldn't be. And then on top of that, because of what's happening to children, you can't fuck this thing up, because you're fucking up possible lives that could exist. So I think I mentioned this before when I started playing the game. Oh god, I went out of focus. Oh god. Come on, focus in. There we go. Nope. Hold on. Trying to make this focus. Okay. Good, focused. So there's a thing that I explained when I first started playing this game, that the first town you enter has a giant ass tree with people hanging from it. And basically you get the gist from a couple people saying that these are all animancers that tried helping out the regent of this town, because his child ended up being Hollowborn. And these people were asked to prevent that from happening, but they all failed. So the regent decided, fuck it, hang them, because they're not helping me. It gets to a point where you like find a party member, and he's like, yeah, we gotta fucking leave this place because everybody's fucking superstitious and crazy. I don't want to be here. So animancy is very new, and your main character is what they call an awakened. And because of the story and the world being like so focused on souls, what your thing is that you're able to peek into other people, and there's a whole thing about this world that reincarnation exists. Basically, they call it the wheel, and that every person that has a soul is basically a reincarnated soul, and that some people have memories of their previous life within them. So you, as the watcher, are able to reach into that point within a person's soul to see their previous life and their memories. There's a whole thing that happens where the story kind of like turns into like this whole thing that is a conspiracy that you find out about animancy, and you find about souls, and about what exactly is going on with the whole thing with Widewind's Legacy. This, like I was saying, everything about that world and the lore is super, super interesting. But I can't really go too deep into it because like even the reveal about like what the conspiracy is incredibly fascinating, and it's just like, oh shit, like I'm very curious about to like about seeing where it goes in Pillars of Eternity 2, because that is a new location compared to what it is in Pillars of Eternity 1. And then Avowed, because I believe that might be in a new location as well. But yeah, man, what caught me was the fucking, we nuked a god and now babies are being born without souls. It's like that shit was just like, all right, I'm in. I'm very curious to see where this goes. So yeah, Pillars of Eternity 1 was very good. Its expansion, the White March, was actually very interesting because it kind of is, I guess, kind of like The Hobbit with some more crazy bullshit happening in the background. But yeah, it wraps up pretty well. And then obviously you get like different party members that come into your story and their dealings about like what goes on with them, being part of this world. The one character, well, there's two characters that I found incredibly fascinating. Well, three, I would have to say, but that character is more part of the DLC. Two characters, Aloth, who is a elf wizard, and then Edir, who is your fighter farmer character. And then the third character is the Devil of Karak. So for Aloth's thing is that he has like a split personality, where he comes off as a little bit dignified, and then his other alternate personality is somebody who's very crass and rude. And then you find out that in this world, sometimes people have awakened souls, where their previous soul, the soul that's in them, the previous person just comes out of nowhere. And now it's basically two souls in one body, and they basically fight for control. And apparently that's a very common occurrence. So Aloth is having that issue where his previous soul, his previous person is like coming out and like doing all this shit. But there's an obvious reason as to why this awakened soul has happened. And obviously his story kind of like goes into that a little bit more. Edir's thing, your fighter character, his story is interesting because he talks about how he was a participant in the war against Widewind, the guy who said that he was a messiah. And his thing is that like, I was basically a follower of that god of rebirth, but I know my place in this world, that I am more loyal to my country. So I fought on the opposing side of what I believed in. And then he has a whole thing about his brother, where his brother was essentially killed in action, but he needs to find out whether or not his brother fought for the Messiah or fought for the country. So he has this whole story where he's trying to figure out what's going on with that. And then the third character that is part of the DLC, the Devil of Karak, she is interesting because essentially she is a soul in a mechanical body that is looking for the killers of her village. And it's like, oh shit, okay. And you talk to her more and more, and she talks about how like basically it's like this, she can't really put into words about what she's feeling, being in a mechanical body. But it's one of those things where like it's that sense of dread of like, she is kind of immortal in a sense, and she doesn't know what to do with that. And on top of that, looking for people that killed the people in her village. So there's very interesting aspects of like, I guess human, like transcending beyond mortality is like the biggest thing. And whether or not like death is even a thing to consider, because you live in a world with like magic, so there are people trying to cheat death, even though these gods in this world are there. You can talk to them essentially, and there is a god of death, and he's like, hey, like, I know people are fucking trying to cheat the cycle. We got to do something about that. Yeah, overall, it's a very good world. It's a very good and interesting lore and world building. So
sounds interesting.
It's very good. It's very, very good. But yeah, just like the conspiracy about like what happens and like what exactly is going on, because basically the whole thing of like you awakening and you becoming the Watcher, you have questions because of like, why is this happening to me? And then you're seeing visions of like things from your soul's previous life that you can't really put into like detail, but there is a man in a mask that you know might have the answers, so you go out and try to find this guy. And then it leads to the whole thing about what's happening and you know, whether or not these children that are being born without souls can actually be saved. And there's a really neat thing within like the explanation, as like you know, animancy being relatively new, we're trying to find different ideas on like how to essentially bring souls into these hollow-born children. And there's a thing that gets explained that as an experiment, they started putting souls of animals into the babies, but that ended up not working out because essentially they became feral. So in the world, you find feral people, and they're an enemy type, and it's just like this whole thing of like, oh, like this world is kind of fucked, because this, I think it's been like, yeah, it's been like decades, so it's like, you know, feral people out there because they have animal souls. Yeah, it's very good. It's very, very good. So I will probably be playing Pillars of Eternity 2 to see, you know, the other side of the world, to see what's happening in that part. But I would recommend Pillars of Eternity 1. I really recommend it. I was playing it on my PS5. There are moments where it has some crashes, but the good thing is that the game, you know, whenever you get into a new location, auto saves. So that's one of the. There's a lot of moments where it crashes because like it tries to load in and then it crashes. When you're like going into like new locations or like loading in sometimes, because like I've had it crash a couple times. But like I said, the story is just so good that like, well, the world is just so interesting that I just wanted to continue and see more of it. And I'm glad I did it, because like that game has been like on my backlog for like a while, and it's crazy to think that like it was a Kickstarter game, so it's like nice. Yeah, it's nice to see that like it reached its goal, and like it's a game that has so much effort poured into it for its world and its characters, and like it being a thing that like is not D&D but is technically D&D. And it's people who really care about like D&D-esque things, which makes me want to play Baldur's Gate 3 because I'm like, probably should. But yeah, I would recommend Pillars of Eternity. So that is it. That is it from my Chonch talk. Yeah. So this is basically a catch-up stream. I don't really have any news as to what we've been doing. But I guess like maybe 2 things off the top of my head. Well, 3 things. First thing, Switch 2 coming out in a couple days. So
oh, it's coming out in a couple days?
Yeah, a couple days. June.
Did you pre-order?
No. I don't got the monies for it, baby.
I know a few people that did.
Congrats to them, I guess.
Oh no, listen. I am not very excited for it. It doesn't have any games that I'm like, this is gonna be so cool. Like, Donkey Kong looks okay, but
I think Donkey Kong looks great.
That's about
it. Okay, so that was the first thing. The second thing, fucking Mortal Kombat is done completely. So only God knows where the fuck that's gonna go. Because you know the whole problem with WB and a lot of people were speculating on whether or not this season was going to be the last season, and it's confirmed. Yes, this is basically the last season because they're releasing the definitive edition of Mortal Kombat 1, so that's it. Done. No more seasons. And then the third thing is that Marathon, Bungie's new game that they're doing, apparently stole a bunch of art assets from a well-known artist on Twitter. So yeah. So that was a thing that happened, and that's the only things I could think about on the top of my head. But yeah,
it's technically not apparently anymore.
What?
People that did the reviews of like what happened with that, it's pretty like clear that it was. I know like they're gonna have to do a whole breakdown.
Oh yeah, like, it's not like allegedly, like it is. Like yeah, they had to come out with a statement saying that like, oh, this was done by an ex-employee that's no longer with us, some shit like that. But
yeah,
it was
exactly what they said.
Yeah. So, but it was very blatant that even the artist was like, yeah, they just basically took my stuff, like didn't even consult me. Hilariously enough, a lot of the people on the art team at Bungie follow this artist.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was very blatant.
The lead designer follows, which is like
the
lead like art person,
director. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So it's like, yeah, no, everything is there. It's out there. But yeah, Bungie's not in a great place, because even then I think there's been reports that like morale in Bungie is like incredibly low. So they might either have a huge exodus happening, or
they said they weren't going to do layoffs anymore, which probably going to happen again. So.
Either that or people are just going to straight up quit.
I mean, yeah, I get quitting, but like you'd have to have a place to go. Like you don't want to just dip.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised people are
that bad, I guess.
Or I wouldn't be surprised people are looking for somewhere else to go.
No, I totally agree. I'm just saying, like, I feel like they're gonna just drop people. I think that as much as people might want to leave, like, it might not be a possibility right now. And I don't like that they're probably just gonna fire people. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because that's like. Just because you guys fucked up doesn't mean that the fucking people that are
everyone
should suffer.
Yeah, but you know, people higher up are not going to take responsibility. They just because I think I
just feel bad for them because like, you know, even as much as I shit on Destiny, like the people that made the game aren't the people to blame for why the game is bad. It's the fucking people that are making the decisions about the game. You know.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that develops how fucking the gun works isn't the guy that fucking made the game completely or whatever.
I guess the other addendum that I wanted to mention, just offhanded, I tried my hand at baking. It did not go well.
Oh yeah.
I was very sad.
I mean, was it even decent though?
My mom liked it.
Yeah, I mean.
My mom likes it.
Right?
Yeah, well, to be fair, my mom's very picky. But she did say that like it was good, but the only thing was that the problem was that the I was baking cookies. I was essentially trying to make oatmeal cookies. So two things happened. First thing is that I fucked up the first batch because I accidentally put a tablespoon of baking soda when it should have been a teaspoon, and that was a very big difference. So I had to throw it out because if I were to bake it, it would taste like fucking chemicals. So I did not want to do that. And then my second batch just completely like spread out and became mostly like a brittle. And I was like, oh, fuck. All right. So the problem was that like it spread out so much, but I tried to do it in more of like a gooey like cookie form that basically whenever you try to lift a cookie off, like it would just fall apart. So I was like, I can't do it like this. So I basically like was telling my mom that like I fucked up. She's like, why don't you just like make it, I guess, crispier? And I'm like, okay, fair enough. So I put it in the oven and it came out a little bit more crispier. But she tried it and she's like, no, it's good. Like it tastes good. The only thing obviously is that its shape was not the shape that I was intending. But she was like, why didn't you just make the first batch before? I'm like, because there's a fucking tablespoon of baking soda. Like, you guys would not eat that. Like, I don't want you guys to eat that because you just be eating chemical. You would have like more of a chemical taste than anything. But I plan on trying my hand again. I'm going to try to make chocolate chip cookies. Because I don't know why. Like,
that shouldn't be hard.
I've seen various recipes on how to make chocolate chip cookies, but I've seen one that I was like, I might go with this one. The thing is that I bought a digital scale because that is the one thing that I really need, especially for baking, because of it. Yeah, because of it being like you have to be very concise on like the weight of flour and sugar, because making the flour too compact in cups really fucks things up in its density. So I was like, okay, so I bought myself a digital scale. Hopefully it's coming tomorrow. And then by the time it comes in, I'll probably be starting on like trying to bake the cookies.
That shouldn't be too much either, right? Like digital scale, like what, might be $20?
Yeah, I bought it for like 20 something. So it's not like it's one that like it's pretty all right, but like trying to find a good one, it's just like
do you remember back in the day they were like $60-$70? It's like rice cookers, dude. Like they're so cheap now, but they used to be so fucking expensive.
Speaking of somebody that has a rice cooker, like
I fucking love it, dude.
Oh my god, I love my rice cooker so much. I love that thing because like sometimes I make spam musubi, and like having like
I don't know what that is.
It's basically like short grain rice. It's kind of like sushi kind of, but like it's short grain rice done more in like a patty style in the shape of like spam. So you take spam, you cook it. I use a Japanese barbecue soy sauce combination that you can find in stores. It's called bachans. I put that as like the sauce for the spam. I take an egg, put the egg on it, and then wrap it in seaweed, and like basically it's like this little patty thing. It's very,
I hate seaweed.
It's very popular in Hawaii.
Okay.
Musubi. But damn, dude, spam musubi is great. I'm actually thinking about making some tomorrow for lunch, because I bought some spam when I went shopping. But yeah, baking is this thing that I want to give a shot because I don't mind cooking. Sometimes I do cook at home. I made a creamy spinach and chicken sauce a little bit before with some pasta, and that was always the thing that fucked me up, is that like whenever I try to make like creamier sauces, I tend to do a roux, and sometimes I end up fucking up the first roux, so I have to throw out the roux, and then I do it a second time, and then the second roux comes out a lot better. I'm like, why does this always happen? Every time I do a second roux, the second roux always comes out great, and then I make my creamier sauces, and then like great, it all tastes fine, and then it's just like I just feel bad whenever I waste ingredients. So with the things that happened with the oatmeal cookies, I just felt awful because it's just like, damn, bro, I wasted the fucking batch of like oatmeal cookies. And then I made my second batch, and I'm like, damn, bro, it didn't come out the way that I wanted it to. But I think there was a lot of like possible things that caused the outcome of what happened. I think mostly it's I probably needed a digital scale to actually measure out things correctly. So like I said, probably will be trying my hand at it again. I think it'll be fun. I will send a cookie your way.
Cookie review.
Chunch cookie review. That was the other thing too, is that like I also bought nutmeg because I made it for my spinach.
This guy loves nut. Got him.
Because I got like the nutmeg thing, and I'm like, okay, gotta use the nutmeg for something, so I'll probably be putting it in the cookie.
That's true.
So, yep, that's it. That's it for Chunch. So there you go, Wesley. I spent 3 hours.
It was only an hour, but
Yeah,
you
you
know,
fucking
not bad.
bitch. You fucking...
Not bad.
All right, you fucking bitch.
Definitely shorter than other times, you know.
Yeah. Hey, man, at least I'm not talking about Dune.
Fucking thank God, bro. Dune is a
Wow.
bad show.
Wow.
Movie, or
Wow.
whatever the fuck that is.
I
Wow.
wasn't here when that happened, so I
Wow.
don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, you liked it?
No, I never saw it.
Okay. Don't.
Or do. Or Dune.
Stop.
Dune. Yeah, because like that what, that MMO came out? Awakening?
Yeah, it does look good.
I
I
actually
will say it does look good.
I saw it. I'm like, I don't really play MMOs, but I might have to do it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, John's playing a multiplayer game. What?
I
But he'll only
might
play by himself.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, baby.
Oh shit.
I want to
So
I want to
when-
be Lisan Gaib.
when are you rocking and stoning?
I have to buy the game first.
Wow, this guy.
I don't even
It's a
have the game,
cross-platform?
bro. I don't know.
You sure?
Is it? Hold on. Let me look this up.
Because I'm
I
pretty
got
sure
it,
I only
I
have
got
it on
it,
my.
I got it.
I don't have a
got it.
PlayStation
Hold on.
version also.
I was about to say I have the PlayStation version.
I thought you had it on PC.
Oh, it's limited crossplay.
So
Okay.
only the family of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I probably have to get it on PC. Well, Humble, like I said, it's like $10, I think. They'll probably pick it up.
So do it now.
All right. When are we playing Night Rain though?
Never.
Damn, bro.
Should I
Because
even
we
get
have
it?
no friends.
I would say no. Like that's the thing. It's a very weird game as well. There's a lot of scaling issues with it.
I was gonna say actually for right now I can't buy shit. I have to worry about other stuff. So
yeah.
maybe after that.
Yeah. I would say just we'll probably wait a good bit, maybe after like a couple updates, because like a lot
if
of
you guys get it, just let me know how it is. Because
Yeah.
I watched a friend play it and I
Well-
still don't think I'm gonna like it.
the thing is that you need 3 people. That's kind of the thing. So it's just like if me and Wesley were to play just the 2 of us, the problem is that the game is scaled for 3 people.
But you can find a random. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but we don't want to find rando, and then he's like, "Hey guys," and then we're like, "Get out."
Off of one word.
Off of one word. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still a little hesitant on Night Rain personally because I didn't play the alpha. I don't think I got into the alpha when it first came out. So, yeah. But
Did you try it, Wesley?
Nope.
Okay.
damn, bro.
I
Damn.
Did you like Elden Ring?
No, I didn't. I never played it. Never played it. Never tried it.
I'm trying the Doom right now. It's okay. Doom is Doom. It's always Doom.
Yeah, it really is. Just nothing too crazy about it.
I want to replay 2016. I like 2016.
You know, this Doom's a prequel.
Doom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Wait,
new
is
one
this
that
Doom
came
or
out.
Dune? No, this is Doom.
No, we're talking about Doom. Doom. Not Dune.
It's a prequel to Eternal in 2016. But it's a sequel to 1, 2, and 3.
Sick.
Or whatever the other Dooms. No, 1, 2,
It's
and
a
64.
pre-sequel.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh
see?
my god. Did you see the fucking Borderlands is supposed to be $80?
Fuck that.
Dude, I don't even think I'm touching Borderlands with this one.
I'll probably wait for a fucking discount, personally.
I don't even know if it's gonna be good.
I
Like,
said-
the fucking other one was bad.
I
I
still
don't
gotta
think it is.
play Wonderlands.
Yeah, I don't.
Wonderlands is good.
Mhm.
Well, for the first playthrough is good.
Yeah.
I find no
Yeah.
replayability in it, honestly.
When you
Ye-
told me there was no replayability, I was like, I don't think I want to play. It's single, right? You can't play it multiplayer, can you?
You
You
can.
can't play multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
But like the
Hmm.
DLC is not even like actual DLC. You just get a boss to fight, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. The only thing is that like with Borderlands 3 gameplay wise, I think is really fun. Everything else around it, specifically dialogue and story, is bad. It's not good. It's like I wanted to like not listen to these people anymore. And I think it's funny too because like I wanted to play Wonderlands, but like I was so like burnt out from 3 that I was just like I probably will wait till I play Wonderlands. And now I probably will eventually play it, but it's just like 3 was a rough time. 3 was a really rough time.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should go back and play 1.
Dude, I enjoy 1 more than 3.
It's been a while since I played 2. I have to see whether or not 2's humor like still is all right, if it still holds up.
I still enjoy it. I'm just like, oh yeah, I've heard this like several thousand times, so it doesn't really have the same impact. But I still enjoy the claptrap and whatnot.
Yeah, before he got his voice replaced.
Blacktrap.
Yeah. But I don't know. Borderlands 4 being $80 is just like fuck Randy Pitchford. Fuck him.
Yeah.
If you're a real fan of the game, you'll find a way to get the game.
Yeah, it's called It's called pirating it.
Yeah, that too.
Fucking moron.
Like your game's gonna go on sale by Christmas. Like, shut up.
That's what everybody talks about. Yeah, it's gonna go on sale like really soon. Funny enough, when did Dragon Age Veilguard come out? Like last year, right?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, because like now I see the game for like $20. Like, damn. No, but even then, when it came out, like I think like 2 or 3 weeks later, it was already on sale for like $40. Because I bought it for $40 because I was like, let me play a Dragon Age game. But I haven't booted it up.
Games like that aren't gonna last, especially if they're fucking price tags all the way up there.
I don't know, because like with the whole thing that's happening with the Switch 2 and like the Nintendo shit of like what is Mario Kart 8? No, Mario Kart World is going to be like $80, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think
everything on there is going to be like $80,
except Donkey Kong.
Wait, really? What, 60?
60 or 70, I don't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, this whole new standard is really it's tiring. It really is, and it's just because a couple of greedy motherfuckers want more money.
I mean, $80 to $90 for a game is just gonna make me buy a game a year.
Yeah. It's really dependent on the game for everyone, because it's just like, and then these motherfuckers are gonna come out being like, well, it didn't meet sales expectations, so now we gotta lay off all these other people that worked on the game because it didn't do banger.
Or just completely throw the game off because no one's playing it.
Yeah, especially a lot of those live service ones. Rest in peace, Concord.
Destiny 2.
R.I.P. Bozo Concord.
So playing Doom on the highest visual settings it has, hot air is coming out of my computer right now.
Dope. Cool.
This doesn't happen usually.
Not cool.
I'm turning it down.
So putting it on RTX with ray tracing, my computer exploded.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
My computer exploded, bro.
Oh, let's see what this shit is called, because there's a name for it. Ultra Nightmare.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the different graphic settings.
You could literally do Ultra Nightmare and then fucking change everything. It's so nice.
Wait, oh yeah, it's on Game Pass, right? Doom?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
For free.
Oh, I started playing a little bit of Adamfall. It's interesting. I didn't get that far.
Got it.
I wouldn't say that. It's just like its tastes are very different for a lot of people, and I can see why a lot of people were kind of like thrown off by it, thinking that it might have been like a Fallout like game.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea for sure. You'll have to let me know when you get further how you feel about it.
Yeah, will do.
I still have the video of me stabbing a wall and blood coming out because the game was broken.
Cool. That's cool.
Wait,
I like that.
In the beginning of Adamfall, is what it's called. You like start to go to like whatever area you're supposed to go to. I actually think I went the wrong way. I think you're supposed to go left. I went right. and there's a little house, and I was like, I wonder, because I always wonder what the sound is that the knife makes against the walls. And I stabbed the wall, and then I saw blood come out of the wall, and I was like, what? So I just did it on every, like, it was actually the window that I stabbed. I did it on every window, and like only these 2 windows would have blood coming out of it, and then everything else didn't. And I was like, what? This is so confused. I'll send you the video at some point. What are you doing, Wesley?
What are you doing, Wesley?
Just
Jorking it.
on Twitch.
You want an ARAB?
I was about to leave. I have to go to Walmart to get something for tomorrow.
All right, go to Walmart, dude.
Damn, bro.
God, this guy fucking hates ARAB, dude.
Speaking of Wesley going to Walmart and leaving, that's it for the podcast. All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.